Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be filming my April spend report. So all the money I personally spent, all the money I've saved, the money I've invested in my business this month. And this month has been quite an epic month for me. So not only did me and my family and some of my colleagues go and see Tony Robbins, but oh my god, what's this cat doing? Wait. Apologies for the cat. But I also travelled to London for a bit and also got a new contract, which meant I had to invest a lot into my business. So I thought I would just share with you everything I've spent. This no spend year isn't going to plan at all, because every single month I seem to kind of, where my business is evolving and I'm doing things to my own property and things like that, I just seem to be spending money. But I noticed that I'm not spending money on the little small things that I used to be spending money on, so I'm a little bit more conscious, but it's not working out 100%. So I just want to be completely honest with you guys. So first off, I'm going to tell you how much I saved. So at the beginning of the month, I managed to save £874 in total. This is rounded up, and obviously it has gone a lot down from the previous month, where I think in March I saved £2,677. So it's a big difference entirely, and I do kind of expect in May for it to go down again, just because the amount of money I'm having to pay out at the moment, and then I expect it to start going back up June, July time. So something is better than nothing. Even if it's just like a couple of pounds, it's still something. So I'm still quite happy with it. Again, it's not over my £1,000 target, but what can you do? As I mentioned, I went to Tony Robbins this month. This was quite early on in the month, and it's something I'd actually bought the tickets for a couple of years ago, and I would completely recommend anyone spend the money to go and see Tony Robbins. It was absolutely life-changing, and I can't rave enough about it. So if you want kind of some information, or let's do a Q&A on Tony Robbins for my business and how it kind of was really helpful to go with my colleagues, then please leave a comment down below and I will be more than happy to answer your questions on that. But I honestly think you should go with family members, for yourself, with your partner, with your work colleagues. It is just an amazing event, and I think every single time you could get something different out of it. So enough being said on that one. You want to know the money. So the ticket was £600. I paid that a long time ago. So then we got it on like a deal. So actually, usually they start off at £1,000. So we did get quite a bit of money off, but we had to obviously stay in London. And the event was at the ExCeL Centre, and to be honest with you, it was so expensive to stay at the ExCeL. To stay at the ExCeL, it was like £200 to £250 a night, which was absolutely extortionate. So we stayed in Stratford, which cost me £190. So every single person had to pay £190 towards the hotel room. And to commute between Stratford and the ExCeL, it cost £50 just about. And it was, to be honest, it's obviously a lot cheaper. If we were staying at the ExCeL Centre, we'd have obviously paid kind of triple the amount in a hotel price and wouldn't have to travel. So it was a bit of a catch-22, but that's just how it worked. That was all I spent at Tony Robbins. I was quite impressed with myself. Lunch wasn't supplied, but my dad happened to come with me as well, so he purchased all my food, which was quite nice. I then spent £110 this month on home improvements inside the house. That's just little snaggy things that needed to be done that have been irritating me, and because I plan to do a lot of things and host a lot of events in the coming months, I decided it was about time I did those things. And obviously with Easter weekend, I had kind of my partner, my roommate around to help me, so why would we not get that done? And I also spent £75 on the garden, because I've done the garden up, so that we can have barbecues and things as well. So that was a big home expense this month. It did nearly kill me doing it. So I did kind of bite my tongue purchasing those items, but again, I'm so happy with how it turned out, that actually it was just something for me that made me happy, and it's something that some of the things that we did has just been on my to-do list for months and months and months. So that was all done. Then we get onto the fun stuff. So I went to a day trip in London with my friends, and I obviously had to pay for train tickets and things during the day and dinner. So that cost £55 in total, which I didn't think was a bad price to go out in London for a day and actually have a whole day in London. I do keep apologising to the cat behind me. So it's one of those things, like when you're trying to save money and do a no spend, it's quite hard not to spend money to see your friends and things like that. Yes, it can be done, and it's something that I'm challenging to do quite often, and it's something that I've managed to do for the whole of this year. But for some reason in April there was just lots of things to do. So again, I'm happy I spent the money. It's not something that I regret doing at all. I don't think I could have spent the money in a better way personally for me. So that is that. And then the last two things, and this is where money starts to add up. I'm trying to play with my cat so she doesn't play with her toy. And the first one is the big one. The business expense for this month was £498 for a drone. So like I mentioned, I got a new client on board for the company, and they happen to be going for gold in the Olympics 2024 in sailing. And obviously that's a very, very particular sport, and it does mean they're out on the ocean. And to be able to catch content for them and capture content and them on out in the water, I need to either be in the water, on the water, or have eyes on the water. So we have GoPros and things that actually mean that we can rig up the boats and stuff like that. But I really, really wanted to be able to fly the drone alongside her, go up, go down from above her, get some really, really cool shots to see whether or not we could capture something amazing, purely because when you look at the sport and you watch it on TV, a lot of the time the cameras are above and they're aerial shots and you can't see how fast the sailors are going. However, if you go alongside them and you see people who go alongside them in speedboats and things, you can see how fast they're going. I mean, they go like 40, 50 miles an hour when they do this. So I really, really wanted to get a drone that could obviously fly over water, had a 4K camera on it, and could do everything I wanted it to do to be able to capture the shots and everything like that. So that was a big expense, and I do budget and I do expect to have another expense about £500 next month for the same reason, purely to get some extra GoPro stuff, get some rigs and things like that. So I'm actually really happy with it, and I did struggle. I personally tried to fly it and it didn't go too well to start off with, so I definitely need to practice how to fly it because I did start to beat it up. So it's kind of a bit of like an annoying thing when you buy something so expensive and you do have to use it, and obviously to start off with you are going to beat the shit out of it and you have to learn it, but it's something that I'm learning this month and it's quite fun to learn. And last but not least, the last thing I spent this month was £50 and that was my entry fee to the Berlin Marathon. So I'd planned to do all 6 marathon majors before I'm 30, and I kind of gave up on the idea. And during UPW with Tony Robbins, one of the goals I decided, and decisions I was going to make, was I wasn't going to give up on that dream. And obviously, if you don't know, all the marathon majors, or a 6-star finisher, as I call it, is when someone runs London, Berlin, Tokyo, New York, Chicago, and Boston marathons, all the capital marathons. And Boston is like super duper duper hard to get into. Ow, cat. Whereas the other ones are kind of either ballot entry, in Tokyo you should just pay for the fee. So I managed to get a place with Children with Cancer again, purely obviously because my brother is suffering from cancer still. I got a place with them and I had to pay £50 entry fee to be able to go to the Berlin Marathon in September. I do also have a place to go to Chicago next year, so I will be going to Chicago Marathons. That'll be 3 out of 6, so I'm hoping that later on this year I'm planning to enter the New York ballot and then the year after to go for Tokyo. So there will be another expense list this year if I do get a place in New York ballot, but that's that. So that is all for this video. I do understand that I'm still trying to do a no spend year, and a lot of you come here to watch this video to see how much I didn't spend. But at the same time, as you will see from my rules video, which is pinned at the top of the page, I set myself a bunch of things that I would be allowed to spend money on. And the things I was allowed to spend money on were kind of experiences, business stuff, and that was kind of it. There was no home improvements on there. But home improvements has been a huge thing because I've been here for now 3.5 years, and there's just little things that just keep popping up, which is really, really annoying. So I do understand a lot of you come here and you may be disappointed that I am spending money, so I do apologise. I am doing my utmost to save money in so many areas, as you'll find out from my budget Wednesday videos, so please bear with me. It's one of these things that when you own a business you do have to spend money out, and it's just a little bit annoying, but it makes it harder to do zero waste and zero spend, but actually you can do it. So that's enough rambling. I will see you next Friday for a hustle video, so 15 hustle ideas that you can do to start your side hustle. So I will see you next week. Bye.